The first prompt is engages in social taboos. So what I'm going to do for my bookshelf that I'm grabbing from to reflect Madeleine's bookshelf is I'm going to read The Reader. This is a well-received book. I've never read it before. I think it's considered a classic and has been on my shelf for way too long. This is a book that I'm also going to buddy read, so expect to see this. Yeah, expect to see me on a live show at the end of this month regarding The Reader. And so I'll just read the back for you. It says, hailed for its coiled eroticism and the moral claims it makes upon the reader, this mesmerizing novel is a story of love and secrets, horror and compassion, unfolding against the haunted landscape of post-World War Germany. When he falls ill on his way home from school, 15-year-old Michael Berg is rescued by Hannah, a woman twice his age. In time, she becomes his lover. She enthralls him with her passion, but puzzles him with her odd silences. Then she inexplicably disappears. When Michael next sees her, he is a young law student, and Hannah is on trial for a hideous crime. But as he watches her refuse to defend herself, Michael gradually realizes that his former lover may be guarding a secret she considers more shameful than murder. So that's going to be a great discussion. I've seen the movie already, but I still want to cover this. All right. She doesn't lament the past. All right. The book that I picked for this is The Midnight Library. I haven't read this. I actually didn't buy this. A buddy of mine bought this for me. And so I've heard mixed reviews about this book, but I'm still going to give it a go. And I hear my cats crying outside. Between life and death, there is a library. Up until now, Nora Seed's life has been full of misery and regret. She feels she has let everyone down, including herself, but things are about to change when she finds herself in the Midnight Library. She has a chance to make things right. The book in the Midnight Library enables Nora to live as if she had done things differently. Each one contains a different life, a possible world in which she made different choices that played out in an infinite number of ways, affecting everyone she knew, as well as many people she never met. With the help of an old friend, she can now undo every decision she regrets as she tries to work out her perfect life. But things aren't always what she imagined they'd be, and soon her choices placed the library and herself in extreme danger. Yes, I have seen the film and will be reading The Reader. Oh, okay, good. This is exciting. All right, the next prompt. Madeleine is someone that survived World War II. And you know what I really love about the show is with the adaptation, it's like a little bit of a shift in the timeline. And so it lands the characters here. And so to reflect survive World War II, to reflect her bookshelf and mine, I picked from my bookshelf When Books Went to War. The series that helped us win World War II. And it's by Molly Gopil Manning. I just realized I'm not saying any of the authors' names. And so on the back it says, oh no, on the sleeve, I'll use the sleeve. When America entered World War II, in 1941, we faced an enemy that had banned and burned more than 100 million books and caused fearful citizens to hide or destroy many more. Outraged librarians launched a campaign to send free books to American troops and gathered 20 million hardcover donations, but something more was needed. Books that soldiers could carry in their pockets and rucksacks on bombings runs and aboard ships and every theater of a war that was waged around the globe. In 1943, the War Department and the publishing industry stepped in with an extraordinary program, 120 million small, lightweight paperbacks, extremely inexpensive and covering every conceivable subject and genre of interest in millions of servicemen. Comprising of 1,200 different titles, these paperbacks were beloved by the troops and are still fondly remembered today. Soldiers read them while waiting to land at Normandy and hellish trenches in the midst of battle in the Pacific in field hospitals. They wrote to the authors, many of whom responded to every letter. They helped rescue the Great Gatsby from obscurity. They made Betty Smith, author of A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, into a national icon. When Books Went to War is an inspiring story for history buffs and book lovers. What was the title of the second book? Oh, Midnight Library by Matt Haig. But also, after sometime today, I will, if not today, tomorrow, I'm gonna, I post slides as well, and it'll be on Instagram and in like my post section, with all the details. So yeah, When Books Went to War. This is also the second selection for my live show. So, and that will be in May. At the end of May, I'm going to have a live show discussing this book. So, and that'll be on a Saturday. It's always at the end of the month. Yeah, so there you go. All right. Next prompt. I have to talk to my monitor. All right. She's surviving, or she's trying to survive the delusions of others. And again, we see that play out in two different ways for Madeline in their past, and also in the present in the theater. And so for that book, I'm reading Lone Women by Victor Lavelle. And on the back it says, Adelaide Henry carries an enormous steamer trunk with her wherever she goes. It's locked at all times because when the trunk opens, people around Adelaide start to disappear. The year is 1915 and Adelaide is in trouble. Her secret sin killed her parents, forcing her to flee California in a hellfire rush and make her way to Montana as a homesteader. Dragging the trunk with her at every stop, she will become one of the lone women, taking advantage of the government's offer of free land for those who can tame it. Except that Adelaide isn't alone, and the secret she tried desperately to lock away might be the only thing that will help her survive the harsh territory. Crafted by a modern master of magical suspense, Lone Woman blends shimmering prose and unforgettable cast of adventurers who find horror and sisterhood in a brutal landscape and a portrait of early 20th century America like you've never seen. And at its heart is a gripping story of a woman desperate to bury her past or redeem it. So, I'm excited for this one. This is another book that also has received mixed reviews, and I'm okay with it. I'm gonna try it out. All right, Madeline pushes against despair. So, a readathon would not be a readathon without some more James Baldwin. So for this prompt, I'll be reading No Name in the Street. A searing memoir and an extraordinary history of the turbulent 60s and early 70s. No Name in the Streets is James Baldwin's powerful commentary on the political and social agonies of America's contemporary history. The prophecies of the fire next time have tragically been realized through assassination, urban riots, and increased racial polarization. And the hope for justice seems more elusive than ever. Through it all, Baldwin's uncompromising vision and his fierce disavowal of despair are ever present in this eloquent and personal testament to his life. So, I think, Lynn, I think you've read this already ahead of me, I think. But yes, I'm excited to read more James Baldwin. All right. Madeline is entangled in a nefarious scheme. Yeah, we can never go back. Yes, the more Baldwin, the better. Okay, so entangled in a nefarious scheme. I hope this works out for the prompts. This is a new novel. I don't know a lot about it, but I read the sleeve and kind of thought this is kind of definitely going to be a book for Madeline. Not that one. Oh yeah. You've read. We've both kind of been cross reading different books with Baldwin. Then it's got to be another one on my shelf. All right, Creation Lake by Rachel Kushner. This is also a book that I've seen not mixed reviews, like people have just outright not liked it, and definitely have some criticism of it. This is a book I bought myself for my birthday. So I'm going through it. It's hardback. And on the inside, which it sounds good, so we'll see. Creation Lake is a novel about a secret agent, a 34-year-old American woman of ruthless tactics and clean beauty who is sent to do dirty work in France. Sadie Smith is how the narrator introduces herself to the rural commune of French subversives on whom she is keeping tabs, and to her lover, Lucien, a young and well-born Parisian she has met by a cold bump, making him believe the encounter was accidental. Like everyone she's targeted, Lucien is useful to her and used by her. Sadie operates by strategy and dissimulation based on what her contacts, shadowy figures in business and government, instruct. First, these contacts want her to incite provocation, then they want more. In this region of old farms and prehistoric caves, Sadie becomes entranced by a mysterious figure named Bruno Lacombe, a mentor to the young activist who believes that the path to emancipation is not revolt, but a return to the ancient past. Just as Sadie is certain she's the seductress and puppet master of those she surveils, Bruno is seducing her with his ingenious counter histories, his artful laments, his own tragic story. Written in short, vaulting sections, Rachel Kushner's rendition of noir is taut and dazzling. Creation Lake is Kushner's finest achievement yet, a work of high art, high comedy, and unforgettable pleasure. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes, because it sounded incredible when I read the sleeve. All right. For the last book, the seventh one, this book I added kind of last minute. I was only going to have 6 prompts, and I probably should have stuck to that considering how crazy busy my life is, but I couldn't help myself. I saw someone talk about this book, and that was it. I can't remember who it was. Can't remember at the moment, but anyways, it's Thirst by Mariana Yutska. I still can't say the last name correctly. I'm sorry. On the back it says, it is the 19th century, the twilight of Europe's bloody bacchanals, and a vampire must escape. She arrives to the coast of Buenos Aires, and for the second time in her life, watches as villages transform into a cosmopolitan city. She adapts, intermingles with humans, and attempts to be discreet. In present-day Buenos Aires, a woman finds herself at an impasse as she grapples with her mother's terminal illness and her own relationship to motherhood. When she first encounters the vampires in a cemetery, something ignites inside the 2 women, and they cross the threshold from which there's no turning back. With echoes of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, Thirst plays with the boundaries of the Gothic genre while exploring the limits of female agency, all-consuming desire, and the fragile vitality of even the most immortal of creatures. Doesn't that sound good, DL? I couldn't help myself. Look at that. Look at that cover. And then I read the back and I was sold. I was like, all right, I'll add one more book, even though I don't have the time. Especially since I'm such a slow reader. All right. Now